And that's just the way it is. And basically, unless the community, unless the fans speak out and say, we're withholding our money, that's one of the reasons Peter Cullen got the role in the movie, is because the fan community around the world said, you cast George Clooney in that role, I want nothing to do with it. And some smart marketing person said, you know what? It's not going to hurt us by hiring the guy. It's his part. Why don't we give it a try? And they did. And it was the smart move. The problem is, if you get accustomed to somebody and then they farm it out somewhere else and then everybody just keeps quiet. So, you know, that certainly makes a difference. But when the world basically says, you know, we won't see Shrek without Mike Myers, they won't recast Mike Myers. But if the world says, we don't care, we just love Shrek, well, then they're going to see if they can slice $20 million off the top and bring in somebody else. You know, I don't own the rights to anything that I do. I've often wondered what would happen. I mean, could Blizzard get on me for saying, I got you, Bobby. Okay. Can Blizzard get on me for doing the voice of their character? I don't know. I don't think so. But I certainly, from a public relations standpoint, would hope not. Because it sure doesn't make them look good to say, don't do the voice in public. You know, I figure, look, when I show the trailer and I talk about the game and show my enthusiasm for it, hopefully it's infectious and people want to buy it. And hopefully they feel the same way, you know? But like, for instance, if I want to put a reel together and have a clip of Optimus Prime and a clip of Hawkman and a clip of, well, if I'm not charging money for that, hopefully they're not going to get mad about it. Yes, it's their copywritten material, but how else am I supposed to display what I've done? You know, and unless I'm charging you guys $1 to watch my reel, which I'm not, there shouldn't be an issue. But I wish I had some control. The only time you do is when you create it. So like Optimus, if we get out the the air, I will have full control. Yes, sir.
Here's a duel for you. You voice Gazelle on Bleach.
Uh-oh.
Who would win, Optimus Prime or Gazelle?
I don't even remember that character, so I'm going to say, Optimus Prime. You know I also played the old guy, right, on Bleach? Yes. What was his name? I forget. Oh, you're me!
Oh, there he is!
I've been looking at it, didn't even realize. That's me. Oh, fuck. Sorry, young child who came in after the warning about language. I will now pick it up for the rest of the show. Fudge. Yes?
What's your favorite anime?
I'm sorry?
Favorite anime?
Favorite anime to watch or to work on?
Either.
My favorite anime to watch would be Kimba the White Lion. I, personally, and you guys may end up hating me, I'm not a fan of anime. And I'll tell you why. And you may agree with me. Because whenever I do conventions and I ask fans, how important is sync? And fans around the world universally say it's not that important. I'd rather play a character. I'd rather say a line that makes a difference, that matters, that makes sense, than matching the flaps. I'm not an actor then, I'm a technician. Okay? It's like, that was a brilliant performance, but we gotta do it again because he didn't hit the flaps. Whatever. How many times have you seen a show and suddenly a character says something that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense?
Yeah.
You know why? You know why? They're hitting the flaps. And that's not the directors, and that's not the actors, and that's not the writers, it's the producers, and it's not even the fans, it's the producers. And I have no idea why. Not to mention the fact that I'm just kind of tired of having to pronounce somebody's name in Japanese the right way. Because you guys can call me Neil, and I'm still gonna know you're talking to me. But if God, goodness forbid, I say, you know, Huang Chu the wrong way. No, it's Huang Chu. Okay, Huang Chu. No, Huang Chu. It's like, I'm not hearing the difference. Can I just call him Dave? So at a certain point, I just feel creatively choked off by doing it. And so I'm trying to leave that part behind. You know, I appreciate the fervor that anime fans enjoy the stuff, and to be honest with you, anime is killing my industry. It really is. Because there are people all around the country who will do the work. Listen, how many of you guys would like to be a voiceover actor? Raise your hand, be honest. Great. If I were to approach you and say, you can do a voice on an anime, can't pay you though. How many of you would do it? Be honest. Yeah, most of you would. Exactly. So then we take it a step up and say, you know what? I'll pay you $25 an hour. Well, you jump on it. And as that happens, and they start finding places where people will do it for $10 an hour, $25 an hour, $40 an hour. You know what the union contract is for dubbing? It's like $65 an hour. Plus they have to pay pension and health. So it may actually bump it up to a whole $100 an hour. Well, I'm not going to pay that. I'll go to Texas. I'll go to North Carolina. I'll go to Canada. And I'll get people to do it. And if they're not experienced actors, that's fine. Because the fans are still going to watch the show. I had a fan once upon a time, and this is why some people love me and some people hate me, because I'm honest. I had a fan once at BotCon in 2002 rip open his package of a new Autobot that he had bought, and he said, "This sucks. These things the quality just keeps going down and down and down." And he said, "Why shouldn't it? You're buying it, aren't you? Why should they spend the money to give you an axle that's going to stay in one piece, or an axle that's not going to bend, or heavy plastic, when they can get away with giving you cheap plastic?" You know when they'll turn around and start doing it differently? When fans stop buying it. His face went. I said, "The problem is you're an addict." I know because I'm one too. Because my beloved baseball, when they walked away and canceled the World Series, you better believe I was back the next year, because I'm an idiot. All right? Look, I'm not going to say anything to anybody that I wouldn't want my grandmother to hear, or that I won't look in the mirror and say myself. You know? It's just the way it is. So when you hold out for the Ponyo's, when you hold out for a Howl's Moving Castle, when you hold out for that stuff, you get art. You get beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. Okay? The stuff I saw in Batman, Gotham City, and the one that they did for the Matrix, Animatrix, I love that stuff. I love the Miyazaki stuff where they spend the money to adjust the timing on the flaps so that they can have the accurate dialogue work. So they can take this brilliant story that was written in Japan and bring it over and occasionally change a little something because that phrase in Japanese doesn't really have an English equivalent, so it'll come as close as we can. When they do that, when they take that kind of care and love with it, I love it too. It's when it's this stuff that they just throw against the wall, you know.
That's messed up, man.
I didn't hear that, but yeah, it just kind of gets a little depressing. The only thing worse than that is when I worked on hentai.
Oh my gosh! You worked on hentai.
The only real question is, who is the worst person involved? The people